thanks for joining us here at Savella Money Talks. I'm joined by Nadeem Afzal.
Good morning.
Who's a solicitor. How you doing, Nadeem?
Awesome. Yourself?
Good, yeah, very good, very good. So Nadeem, so one thing people can do to save inheritance tax is obviously gift money away, or to individuals or into trust. How does that help someone to save inheritance tax, and what can they do? Obviously, it takes 7 years to get outside your estate. So what can they do to help them?
Well, you can mitigate your inheritance tax if you make lifetime gifts, but you have to survive 7 years. If you don't survive 7 years, then there's what they call a taper relief, which means that you're still liable up to the 7th year to pay inheritance tax. Now, a very good way of mitigating inheritance tax within those 7 years is if you take out a life insurance policy, and that will pay for any inheritance tax liability in the event that you don't survive those 7 years when making those gifts, which could be quite sizable. So if you, for instance, was giving away £1 million to a child in an asset, you have to survive 7 years. Otherwise, you may be liable to pay up to, say, £400,000 in inheritance tax. So you could take out a life insurance policy for £400,000, say for 7 years, which means that if you were to die within those 7 years, that life insurance policy would then pay up to £400,000 in inheritance tax.
Wow, that's quite a big saving.
It's quite a big saving, yeah. And it's a small investment
Yep.
in order to mitigate that inheritance tax.
So it's like you say, it's an investment rather than a life assurance in that way,
Yeah.
because you're essentially investing against that liability
Yes.
in that 7 years.
Because you're going to have to pay that liability, and so you're investing in order that if you don't survive that 7 years, that
And the return on that investment as well can be quite sizable, like I say, it's a 400,000
it's up to £400,000, yes.
Yeah. And at that 7 year point as well, obviously I've made that gift. What happens to that gift at that point? Once the 7 year time clock has finished, do I get any relief back, or is there any? Do I win
No,
back?
after. Are we talking about the life insurance or
No, from the
gift?
Yeah,
No,
from the gift.
when you make the gift, as soon as you made the gift, that is then in the hands of the person you've given it to.
Yeah.
But if you don't survive
Yeah.
7 years, that gift attracts up to 40% in inheritance tax. After 7 years, it comes out of your estate.
Right. Okay. So
And then you can make another gift.
Okay. So another gift up to what?
Well, you can make gifts up to however much you want.
Okay.
There's no limit. But not everybody wants to give everything away straight away.
Sure.
And so you give up to 7, and then you may want to give another gift thereafter.
Yeah, it's a really good point. So if I'm gifting away, I've lost control of that money.
Yes.
And one thing that people are obviously scared of long-term care in the future. I've gifted away all my money, and I'm worried that I might need it in the future. So there are ways that you can ring fence that money, or
Yes, there are. If you set up what they call lifetime discretionary trusts, as an individual, you could be the trustee of those assets.
Right.
So although you've technically given them away, you can still control how they're kept and how they're distributed.
Yeah.
But they're not technically your property anymore. So most importantly, you can't benefit from anything you put in a discretionary trust. Otherwise, it goes back into your estate.
Okay, so it's not a one-size-fits-all. That's what strikes me.
Yes.
Obviously, it's unique to people's circumstances, but
And everybody needs to look at what their circumstances are. Because if you put something into a discretionary trust, that in itself creates a legal entity and will attract its own income tax, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But it's far better than giving away something absolutely and having no control over it, and that's what most people are concerned about.
Sure. So it seems like there's quite a bit people can do to mitigate their inheritance tax liability.
There are several ways of doing it.
There seems to be quite a bit of flexibility as
Yes.
well. That's fantastic. Thanks, Nadeem. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Great. Thanks for joining us here at Savella Money Talks.
Hi, thanks for watching that Savello Money Talks video. For more videos, click here, and to subscribe to our channel, click there.